Hello everyone. How's everyone doing?
Morning or evening for any of you who live overseas.
Yep.
Welcome to Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda No Wrong Warp. This is a co-op race using SRM featuring me. I'm TripppAU, Ocarina of Time speedrunner from Sydney.
I'm Mikami, and I'm also an Ocarina of Time speedrunner from Sydney, although Tripp and I live at literally opposite ends of Sydney.
And I'm Habbo. I'm going to be helping commentate this one for my two Aussie speedrunner boys here. I've been a speedrunner for the last 2.5 years of OT.
Yeah.
So, just as a point, we have a wacky file name because that helps with all the wacky glitches that Habbo will explain along the lines of the run. But we're ready to go if we get a countdown.
Yep, whenever.
Cool, I'll count you down then.
Easy.
3, 2, 1, go and good luck.
Thank you. Whoa, yeah, this category's whack. It's more crazy than all the other ones we've done for the marathons, I reckon.
Yeah, whack is an understatement. It's very complicated what's going on.
So, Chip, would you like to quickly explain the overall goal of the category itself?
Yeah, easy. So, the whole concept of no wrong warp with SRM is that we have to beat the game by any means necessary without the use of any wrong warping glitches. So, if you're familiar with OOT speedrunning or anything like that, or you've played the game before, you know that after certain bosses, like blue warp spawn, you can use those blue warps to warp you in different areas and directions and places in the game. Anything related to that is flat out banned in this category. So we have to use any other means to beat the game as quickly as possible. And the main trick we're going to be using is a trick called SRM, or Stale Reference Manipulation, which Habbo will explain a little down the line.
Yeah, it's gonna be actually pretty crazy. Like, it's on a high level, it's pretty nuts, but then I think once you see the result, it's gonna be like, I still don't get it, but that's cool.
Don't worry, we still don't get it.
Yeah.
Some parts of it, you speedrun this for months, and some parts of it still truly do go over your head. So don't feel too bad with that. It's completely natural.
Yeah, people ask me like, oh, what's actually going on? I'm just like, I don't know, it just happens.
So, Chip, do you want to go into the Rupee Route here?
Yeah, so I don't think that anyone got the SRM explanation. I think we have.
There was some minor audio problems right there in the middle, but we're back now. So
okay.
You'll just want to explain SRM again when you get the chance.
Yeah, I'll just quickly explain what's going on with the Rupee Route. So, really quick, the goal of this first Rupee Route is to get 55 rupees as quickly as possible, so we can both buy a shield and a 5-pack of Deku Nuts, because we need those items to perform certain glitches for the SRM to work. And the funny thing about the Rupee Route for this particular SRM category set is that a lot of it is RNG, so we rely on getting rupees from these grass bushes coming up. These grass bushes have random chances of dropping rupee or not, and they also have a chance of dropping up to 3 rupees or not. So we're going to be slashing a few of these bushes. I'm lucky I got one there. And hopefully we need at least 23 before slashing a sign, but if we get 28, we'll save some extra time. That's the basic gist of it. But Habbo, if you want to go through SRM again, just because we had audio issues, because it's just
so
now.
I'm not sure exactly where they last left off, but that's okay. So the overall goal of the first few glitches using the category is to set up memory manipulation for a glitch we call Back in Time, that was like in Twilight Princess. Back in Time in OT is an implementation of a glitch called stale reference manipulation, where we're able to reorganize and redirect the memory of the game in such a way that our current save file is able to access the title screen without being forced into the cinematic and losing control of Link, giving us the ability to save over our current gameplay file with the same hearts, items, and progress that the intro dummy file was coincidentally using as a template. So it goes without saying that memory manipulation glitches are complex, but to give you an idea of what we're dealing with, even something as simple as the way they're about to go past the corner at the end of the map here with Mido being nearby means specific movement needs to be taken in order to ensure the memory remains in the state that we're expecting to behave in. We refer to both actors and NPCs as actors, and their existence in memory while we cross loading zone thresholds depends on our camera angle. So we need to make sure that Mido is loaded and unloaded at the proper times, otherwise the game's memory will arrange itself differently around him, which is enough to ruin the entire setup, and I should know because I found out the hard way the first few days I started learning this category. Yeah, so they're about to do a glitch where we call Return A here, which is a camera glitch where you require first-person mode without actually being in first-person, which requires you to shield a damage source on the same frame you press target, shield, and C up with frame perfect timing. The properties of this glitch are exploited to take advantage of a second camera glitch coming up here using a crawl space, but because it's on the other side of Kikiri Forest, they need to retain it this entire time, otherwise it'll cancel and they'll have to redo the setup. So this glitch coming up right here is walking while talking, where we talk to a sign during the time where the camera is still in the crawl space mode, and what that's going to do is combine both the earlier Return A and this new camera glitch by, and when they cancel Return A by hitting this upcoming drop, the camera's going to fly away here, all the way back to the crawl space, where you would normally be reading the sign. That's why walking while talking... that's what it likes to, how it likes to behave normally. The only reason the camera isn't doing that is because of Return A. So Link picks up a rock, despite appearing like he's carrying nothing. It's still technically there, but the actor has been cold, which basically means that the game believes it's too far away to pay attention to. So before I touched on SRM being our gateway to Back in Time, SRM has many different kinds of methods to achieve different results, and the one we're doing here is called Light Node SRM. Now, about how the SRM itself works, any time Link picks up an object like a rock, the game will save a reference to wherever that object is located in memory. Then on every frame, the game copies Link's position and rotation data to the location specified in that frame of data, so that gives the visual illusion that Link's carrying the item. Now, if we manage to delete the rock without getting rid of its reference to the data and then replace that data with something else, we can start copying Link's position and angle data to the new thing, in this case the light node, and override it with pretty much anything we want. So what is a light node and how much does it weigh? Well, it all comes down to fairies and how light is produced within the data for every fairy is a reference to where its light is stored, and we call that the light node.
I think I screwed up. I broke the sign, so Tripp, you're gonna have to finish out this race on your own.
Oh, okay.
I screwed up pretty bad.
Save and reset.
Huh?
Just save and reset. Save and reset. Go to shop and try again, and it will work. We believe in you, Mika. You got it.
Well, Mika's still attempting this. We'll keep going. Light nodes in this game are all tied together in a chain, so each one has a reference to the one before it and the next one. So when one is deleted, it takes those references and copies the data to the light node on each opposite side. This way, the chain of light nodes is always preserved. But what if you could replace the reference the fairy has to its light node with something else? For example, our file name. in which case the game assumes that the file name contains the location of the surrounding light nodes, and when deleted, it would copy the contents of the second half of the file name to the location specified by the first half, and vice versa. And that's exactly why this non-wrong warp works. It's not essentially a warp so much as it is manipulation of data. So with all that said, to quickly sum up here, as far as the game is concerned, our file name is not a name, but binary data being shown in a location in memory. We take advantage of that by using that space in memory, combined with the memory manipulation properties Light Node SRM provides us, in order to overwrite the data of a light node, so we can produce an unintended result. In this case, that's resulting in back in time. And that's essentially how this pseudo warp, you could say, is behaving. So Tripp's getting going into trial skip here. This loading zone is actually always active, but it's just invisible for whatever reason. It was never fully taken out, so he's able to just hover right in. These trials are complete RNG, but pretty straightforward.
Come here, lizards. There you go.
Yeah. The amount of time the lizards and Stalfos can lose you from bad RNG is pretty severe on a good run.
Yeah, it can be the deciding factor between getting a PB or not. So I'll just quickly explain what's going on here. So there's 3 fights. One set is two enemies of Lizalfos, those little lizard dudes. The other 2 is these Stalfos guys, these skeleton boys. These ones will lose you the most amount of time from RNG. They're a pain. And the last set is a set of double knuckles. And what we can do to make these sort of fights a bit easier is that if you jump slash with a weapon and then do a crouch stab, the game doesn't actually have a damage value for a crouch stab itself, so it defaults using the last damage value. So we can actually keep the damage value of the giant's knife here and use it with the hammer to kill these enemies really quickly. Because the knife itself only has, I think it's 7 hits before it breaks on the 8th hit. And we need that sword for Ganon later on, just because it's faster. It just does a lot more damage overall.
Yeah, so as long as you store the damage preemptively and physically attack him with a different item, it won't cause durability loss to the giant's knife. Nice Hess here from Tripp.
Whee. And that goes up to G-Man fight.
I suppose we could quickly explain what that Hess actually was there, Tripp.
Oh yeah, so I can quickly go over Hessing. So on the control stick on Ocarina of Time, on any platform pretty much, there's a position on the control stick called ESS, or Extended Super Slide Position. It's basically the most minimal input we can make so that Link moves without actually doing any steps. And that particular position or movement doesn't have a speed value attached to it. So what we can do, either using damage recoils or recoiling out of water, etc, etc, we can then keep the recoil speed from another property and retain it on that S position, so that we could slide backwards really fast. I think I can jump into GZ, Miko, if you want as well. Close things out.
Yeah, feel free.
Another point about the SRM is that it's insanely specific, to the point where like only specific camera angles and everything will make the trick work. If you also use a different file name, you can have different properties. So if we do the exact same setup with a different file name, you can actually do the any percent route of this game, which then just walks you to the credits when you cross the oh my god, that's never happened to me before. The classic marathon maneuver.
Yep. It's a marathon now.
Definitely a marathon now. So what I was meant to do was reflect the energy ball there from Dorfman using a spin attack, but he decided no. And I missed-
One time, Chip actually had a tennis war with Ganondorf once. Where what was it? 40 something.
30 something
here we go.
rallies left.
Oh, the grudge match. The grudge tennis match.
Oh, my knife is broken.
No.
Okay. Alright, well, good thing I have a backup. Okay.
Should have gotten stainless steel.
This is why you buy Damascus steel.
Yep.
Anyways,
There you go.
so what I was supposed to do there was use a spin attack to reflect Ganondorf's energy ball, and then I can use the big knife to actually stab Ganon 5 times, and that actually kills him a lot faster than using the Master Sword. But I must have gotten unlucky, or I had a janky angle and he just busted me. So I had to use my Master Sword back up there, which is normally intended. And with the Master Sword, it takes 10 hits instead of 5, so it's just a bit slower. Also, I fell all the way down, so I had to climb all the way back up again. So that was
Yeah,
pretty
now-
honest as a fight.
Now, Chip's about to do Voidwalk here. The setup is typically a lot more complicated in if you're familiar with defeat Ganon runs. But what he needs to do is load into the loading zone that's out of bounds. Well, it's not out of bounds, but it's normally inaccessible because it's behind a barrier. And he needs to void out at the same moment that he touches that loading zone. And that places him further down the tower, which I believe saves 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's about 2 minutes, I think, roughly that, because you skipped the entire collapse sequence. So Mickey's just had his hands in the air like it just don't care, and it looks like the SRM's gonna work. Hell yeah, bro, let's go.
Alright, finally.
Specifics,
was-
specifics of how often that can fail is pretty ridiculous.
I forgot to drop a bomb, bro. So there's all these rocks here that come up through collapse. They're all randomly generated size. Wait, how do I do this collapse skip again?
Corners, 2 pokes, and then /shield from memory. It's like poke, side hop, backflip, side. Oh, it's like I know how to do it. I just don't know how to say it.
Oh, yeah, now I've totally blanked. Hang on.
I'm watching.
Poke, side hop, vertical slash shield, vertical slash shield.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah. There we go, Tripp. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I know how to do it. I just wish I could describe it.
Oh, I know it's vertical slash, not horizontal slash. Hang on, buffering.
Yep. A verticals.
It's alright. I've been buffering this whole race.
My brain's been buffering.
If we got any donations to read, now might be the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's a
We
good time for
have
it.
some donations to read, actually. So we have $20 from Vic, who says, no comment. Great comment. We have $1 from Quills, who says, for the Ocarina of Time incentive, fart with reverb. I don't know what that means.
oh jeez. Thanks, Quills.
And we have $50 from Anonymous, who says, put this towards
There we go.
defeat Ganon race, which I've got you, fam. So yeah, so if you want to see this again, but better, without the SRM, defeat Ganon race, get in your donations. We need just a little over $600 to make that happen, to finish out the marathon nice and strong. So keep your donations flowing on in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
so
nice
after-
to show you guys what I'm hoping.
Yeah, so defeat Ganon no SRM is so it's another version of broken for Ocarina of Time. In this category, we're making use of SRM, which is the big. I guess it's like
Yeah, it's
the big boy.
It's the latest iteration of brokenness. Yeah.
It's the biggest version of how to break the game that's currently viable. But defeat Ganon no SRM does a lot more fun stuff in terms of actually making use of wrong warping. So it'd be super cool to showcase that run for you guys. So get your donations in, that'll be pog. But there you go. After a little bit of buffering in my brain, because I'm a bit dumb and I forgot that setup. I did Voidwalk there. So as you can see, I load the data for the first part of the tower, while voiding out into the second part of the tower. So then it spawns me in the spot from the first room with the loading data from the second room, so then I can fall all the way down and skip fighting all the extra Stalfos and having Zelda run around and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we don't need ISG for the Stalfos because you can power crouch stab with the hammer. Because the hammer is a crouch stabbable weapon, so as long as you jump slash with the big knife and use the hammer, it does the same damage as if you're jump slashing with the big knife over and over and over and over.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to kill things when you don't just have a stick, eh?
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Funny that. SRM itself tends to be quite a divisive trick. It's so powerful because it's been the gateway to Ace, and because of that, we've had multiple category splits because of it. Some runners vibe with it, some don't, but it is there if you desire, and the old categories are too. No problem running either of them.
Yeah, pretty much every single category except any percent and glitchless allows for SRM or no SRM splits. So you can do 100% SRM, no SRM, all dungeons, no wrong warp, defeat Ganon. Am I missing another one? Oh, GSR and MST don't allow it actually. I forgot about those ones.
Yeah, those categories don't allow any manips, item manip stuff.
Yeah, so because those categories exist, so do all the old routes, if those are things that vibe with you more, and those are the kind of thing that wants to get you into OOT speedrunning. They're all still there.
So I jump slashed into the cutscene beforehand with my Master Sword, and Master Sword is one of the only weapons that does the max amount of damage against Ganon specifically. So as far as I know, it does a jump slash with the Master Sword does 4 points of health against, or 4 points of damage against Ganon, where every other item does 1, and he has 10 health in his starting phase. So if we jump slash with the Master Sword and then use the hammer to power crouch stab, we can actually get the phase done in 3 hits instead of 10.
Makes life so much easier.
It makes it super fast. So when we roll into the second part of the phase of the fight, we get our Master Sword back, and so we can just power crouch stab with the Master Sword itself, or jump slash if you want to. So I'll give you an example. Hiya! Oh, I missed. Oh, there you go.
Good thing the dummy file gave you so much health.
Yeah, you get most of the hearts, you get magic, you get almost every item. Dummy file is really handy.
Dorf's been mean to me.
No! Dorf's been mean to both of us.
That was completely my fault though. I think I held like on the platform, like I climbed down too late. Oh, it's alright. We tennised him. Oh, I missed the light arrow shot.
Sorry,
I did that too.
Oh
Yeah,
dear
yeah,
gosh. Oh no.
At low 22 for trip here.
Oh, you're
You're
right.
reasonable.
Drink the green potion, Mika. You have no magic.
That could, yeah, I was wondering where my magic was gone.
You have a green potion as part of the dummy file. So you got backups with the dummy file. It's fantastic.
I forgot about that. Because I guess
Yeah, in the old route,
Oh, no.
before we had SRM, we had a very limited amount of bombs to use.
he
So
keeps
that's just another convenience of this dummy file.
he keeps
It's got a lot to do.
he keeps clipping me with hang on, I'm gonna bottle strat this. The old like old days.
You got this.
Alright, bottle, let's go.
Yeah, fun quirk about the bottle. For whatever reason, use your green potion. Don't forget that green potion.
I was trying to bottle fight him.
Oh no, he's pulling at me! He's pulling at me!
I was trying to fight him with the bottle.
It's match of the century.
My god. Dorfman, you gotta cooperate, bud.
Nah, we got him. Wait, why am I light? Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why it said drink green potion. My light arrows. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant for the spin slash.
No, because you've got no light arrows.
No, okay, sorry, my bad, Trip, my bad. I thought you meant like.
Yeah.
Ah, I was wondering where my magic went.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
Oh, I know why. Sometimes I don't know if you've seen it before. Sometimes when you load a file too quickly, I've noticed that like your magic gets new. I don't know what it is. I've done it sometimes in MST when like you save warp and then I have to like mash Ocarina, for example. And then I notice that when I warp, I have no magic left. It happens in MST a few times, and I think someone mentioned it was because you're mashing through like a file too quickly. Because you know when you load a file, like the magic bar like is like the last thing to fill up.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. What a weird property.
I have no idea. Anyways, I'll finish this. We're still underestimate, hopefully.
Well, even so, we've been talking in the background, and we're prepared to kick Buffer Man, set up Buffer out of the run, and let you finish it out.
Only if you guys are okay with it. Like,
we've got nothing for the buffer. Like, it's either keep playing the game or we get to listen to beats on the main menu.
yeah,
Alright, well, this works out then, yeah.
we'll finish up. Good job, Tripp. That was sick, by the way, man. Well done.
Thank you.
As long as you're finished before 1, I have to mercy kill you at 1.
Oh,
we
shit.
will-
That's no problem.
Yeah.
That's
It'll be
yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mika's about to go into Voidwalk here.
Hopefully
Yeah.
a Voidwalk that
No.
actually goes cleanly and doesn't get yep rocked. And doesn't forget to drop bomb like I did.
We've had I had one yep rock last night. I was on PB pace and I got yep rocked.
Oh no.
I was like, yay!
The last time I tried this route, I actually side hopped off the tower, and that was fun. That was amazing.
Oh, there's a rock. I'm just gonna wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please don't yep rock me.
Yeah, you good.
Don't worry, I got yep rocked. It's alright.
Oh what?
It's alright.
Classic.
We got backups for days.
So yeah, that's a good example of the RNG we were talking about earlier. These rocks are randomly generated, and sometimes that can just happen. There's no stopping it.
Yeah, it's just game just goes, no. You want a PB? Stop. You are banned.
I
That's
think what's the record we've seen? Like 3 times in a row?
That's about
Maybe
right.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
I'm just saying, if this is all the bad luck I'm gonna get, I hope this covers me for like the entire year.
Yeah, man.
This
brutal.
this had better cover all my bad luck for the rest of the year now. I don't care what anyone says.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and win the lottery, right?
I'm gonna go buy a lotto right after this run, fam. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I've had all my bad luck happen. I hope so, Alex. Like, Tripp, your PB is a 1903?
And
Or
the
two.
kids, no.
1902. And I think my PB's a 1916 from memory. I can't even remember my own PBs.
Dandy.
Is it? I have to check. This is the
So
most.
currently,
yeah.
currently Mika has a 1916, and Tripp, I believe, recently got 3rd place. Is that right?
It was tied 2nd place, but now we're tied 4th place. Because the world record recently happened by a French player named Amma, who got a 1830 time, which reduced the record from 1842.
Yeah, it was insane.
Such a nutty time.
Shout out to
It's a-
Arma, honestly. He's
it's-
just crazy.
Absolutely
amazing player.
nutty time. And Amma also has the 80% world record, 6:49, which is also an insanely nutty time.
Did he scare his cat this time?
I think he only woke her up, not scared her this time.
I love that you're just solving a Rubik's Cube while you wait.
It keeps my fingers nimble, and I think it's
Oh.
also like the boys know it's like a habit thing that I do when like I'm like stressed out about something, like especially this run. So solving
Yeah.
a cube just really helps calm my nerves down.
You've
I don't
done
know.
speed cubing before too, yeah, Miko?
Yeah, I was a speed cuber for many years, and then I don't think when did I stop? I think when I started working full time, and then I was just like, well, I don't have time for this anymore. So, but it's still a neat party trick. Like I just, oh wait, is
I love
Tripp?
the idea that you don't have time to like speed solve a Rubik's Cube that takes, seconds, but you have time to play a 30-minute video game.
I think with speed cubing you have to go to like competitions and then like get an official time, whereas at home you can just do your runs like in the pace of like your bedroom and things like that.
Yeah, true. You can't really. I imagine it's a lot more difficult to do that in the wake of COVID, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, is Tripp wearing a hat? Do I have to bust out my hat?
Yo,
Yeah,
nice.
nice hat. Nice
Do I
hat.
have to bust out my hat?
Do it. Do it for the fams.
Alright, for the fams, for the memes. Just for you guys.
Shout
I
out
mean, this
to-
run can't be any worse than me, right?
True. I think as Quill said in chat, this is probably like the most scuffed run I've ever had.
Yo, that is a nice hat, though.
It is really nice.
It says anime was a mistake on it, so that's why I'm wearing it.
Perfect.
Because Zelda is our favorite anime.
Oh yeah, all things considered, best anime.
I mean, have you seen the CDI game?
No, I haven't played them, but I've seen them.
Just runs it, or used to run it.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine who owns the original hardware. Shout out to Andoran.
Oh,
Paid $300
yeah.
for it, I think. Something like that for a CDI.
What?
And has an actual hardware run on the leaderboards for, I think it's Faces of Evil.
Yeah,
That's a novelty. GG, Mika!
it's amazing.
Oh, finally got this run
We
done.
believed in you! Time's almost coming up on the final slash here.
I just want to say, I hate walking while talking with immense passion.
Yeah, Return A is garbage. The whole section at the start can be pretty garbage, especially if you're on world record pace.
I also just pressed
Yeah.
0 to split instinctively. I didn't even have my splits up.
Notice? Yep. PG's aces.
Thanks, fam.
GG.
That was fun. That was fun. Despite me getting salty, that was fun.
Even with everything that went wrong for you, you still were 34 seconds overestimate, right? Like you're comfy.
Yeah, I think that's why Tripp and I gave such a comfy estimate, because we've done races before, and we know how
Chaotic you
volatile,
can get.
especially with SRM. Like, we were actually going to do a different route originally for this race, but then we spoke to a few other runners who were like, "Yo, fam, this new SRM route is like much safer." And so we looked into it like literally 2 weeks before the today, and we were like, "Oh, this isn't too bad." And then we decided to just jump on it, and then, like, as you can see, a lot of things can still go wrong, but I think it's still a cool showcase of what OOT can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is a really nifty showcase of SRM specifically, because like Back in Time is such a like staple in like Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. It just feels so funny that we can do it in Ocarina of Time, because this game is so stupidly broken.
Yeah, like, out of all the
Yeah.
Zelda games that have had like sequence breaks, I think, yeah, Ocarina of Time has just been blown like wide open, even just in this last 2 years alone, I reckon.
It's the game that keeps giving. We found Ace, and somehow we're still finding more glitches.
So if anyone wants to start speedrunning OOT, now is like, honestly a great time, right, guys?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, for
There's
real.
tons of variety, and there's tons of people willing to help you out. So if you want to go to twitch.tv/MikamiHero or TripppAU or Habble, we'll all help you out.
We'll all help you out. We look after each other, especially in Australia.
100%.
Yeah.
Is there
Well,
a
that's it.
Discord or other resources for people that
Yeah,
might want to get into?
Yeah, for sure. There's the OOT Discord as well. Just the flat out OOT speedrunning Discord. We can link to that if people want.
I'll grab it now.
Any
It can also
any
be found on SRC.
any and all questions from every expert ever is in there, and they're more than willing to help you out. So if anyone has questions or wanting to get into this,
I will only say one thing. Don't say you'll ask a question in 8 hours, because we had a history. Well, it's a meme. Don't worry. We had someone who wanted to ask a question, but he said he'll ask it in 8 hours, and then he never rocked up, and we all got sad.
Dad.
We all hyped it up. We were like, "Oh man, he's gonna come in 8 hours. Let's go. What's he gonna ask?" And then nothing happened, and we're all sad. But yeah, I just dumped the Discord and the SRC page as well in chat. So if anyone wants to jump on it, like, feel free. Like as Tripp said, tons of categories, tons of variety, tons of people who are willing to help. That's the most important thing. Like, I think you guys will say there's a pretty low barrier for entry for OOT.